the rear foot elevated split squat, your back foot is going to be up on something. This could be a weightlifting bench, a step. I'm just using a medium plyo box, but your foot's up there. Front leg, you're going to think about keeping the knee in good alignment, so not letting it fall inside. As I do the squat, I sit back in my hips, and I try to drop this leg straight down. On me, it wants to go out to the side, so I have to think about dropping it straight down. When I come back up, I'm really thinking of pushing through this front leg, using my glute, my rear end, to push myself back up. Again, that glute is your most powerful skating muscle, so you want to make sure you're using it as effectively as you possibly can. From the side, I just want you to notice how I'm sitting back in my hips, and I'm keeping my chest nice and tall. So my back knee bends at the same rate my front knee bends, and I'm staying tall through my torso. So I think you already got the idea that I really like push-ups and their variations. So here's another one for you. Make sure your feet are a little bit wider, your hands are a little bit narrower. You're going to do your good full push-up, but then when you get to the top, Superman. Strong, lock it in with your torso, stay nice and level for each rep. When you do the lunge lateral to a lateral raise, you're going to start with the dumbbell in this position. So elbow to 90, shoulders back. Then I'm going to lunge to my left if I'm holding the dumbbell in my right hand. I'm going to drive hard, boom, right up into a balanced position. I come down, drive back up, and stabilize. So I'm getting a nice dynamic push off that left leg. This is going to be an isometric row, so you're going to lie on the ground with your elbows at your sides, and then you're going to push your elbows and sort of gradually build that pressure. Push your elbows into the floor. You can lift up a little bit off the floor. I like to keep my head touching. If this is really easy for you and you're actually able to, kind of lift your shoulder blades off the floor, then your next step would be to lift your head. But really all I want you to do here is pushing those elbows into the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together as you go, not shrugging up into your upper traps. Don't just lift your hips way off the ground. The most they should be is just lightly brushing the ground, and you'll hold that contraction for the required amount. So we'll start off in our good side plank position, elbow underneath the shoulder, coming up tall, lifting that leg just so it's parallel to the floor, and then holding that position. When you do your squat, jump, and hold, you want to make sure those jumps are as high and as fast as you can make them. So you're trying to get off the ground as quickly as you can, but get up in the air as high as you can. And then when you're doing the hold, I want you to make sure you're using a really good squat position and making it active. Bracing with your abdominals, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your quads, really working every second of this exercise or drill. So there will be different combinations of jumps to hold, but in this case I'm just going to show you if we did 3 jumps with a 5-second hold. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and then a 5-second hold using your perfect squat position, 4, 5, and then right into your jumps, and then squat and hold again. So when you squat and hold, make sure you're keeping your chest up, dropping your hips down, again trying to get that thigh parallel position, none of this or anything like that. We get a nice knee bend. So we load that leg, then we're going to drive, and we're going to hold that balance. And I'll put in your program how many seconds. You might be hold it for 2 or 3 or 5 seconds. But I'm staying in this loaded position, so I'm not up here where I have to drop and hop. I'm staying nice and low. And then I go and I decelerate. And I'm trying to get it so that there's no wiggle at all, and that I'm keeping my good knee alignment. If you find your shoulders are outside, look where your knee is. My bet is your knee is inside. So bring your knee outside and then get your shoulders more centered, because I can't effectively push laterally when my shoulders are behind me. The thing to keep in mind is that you need to get low in your hip, knee, and ankle, and kind of keep your chest up. So as you come side to side, don't let your chest drop down, but your knee and ankle stay kind of straight or unloaded. So you want to get this position, loading as you push side to side. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that as you come to the outside, your shoulders shouldn't get outside that foot. That's such an unstable position. Imagine getting hit if you're in that position on the ice. You're done for, right? So if I'm here, I almost want my shoulders leaning a little bit back in the direction that I'm going.